Then the mission that we went to was May the 5th. To begin with, Friday the 13th, that was my first mission. You know, it was a nightmare, man, because one of them they blew up right next to me completely. They all got killed right there. And it was, you go ahead in different missions about 2 or 3 times before you get together as a crew, and then we started flying together. So then when we got to May the 5th, it was about 5 or 6 missions into it. We got all kind of hell broke loose that time. We went over the target and we didn't drop the bombs. So we just continued going in, come back again, and hit twice. I said, well, there's a record on that thing I want to tell you about right now. But there were really, all hell was raised with it. The flak was so thick that it came down and it blew up. If there would have been a little bit more forward or back, the ship we would have crashed, completely. All of us would have had to bail out, maybe. But all the hydraulics lines weren't down there. The bombers were over there, right on the bomb bay. After we dropped the bomb, the flak hit, and about 10 hydraulic lines were gone. So after that, we got through that. Everybody scattered, because everybody scattered all over the sky, We go to formation, and everybody was haywire. Everybody didn't know what the hell to do. Here we are by ourselves. We got to know with another group. There's about 6 got together, and there were different aircrafts, So we got together. And just then the fighters came in. There's about 28 or 30 fighters that came in. They're flying through like that. We're flying on the on the tail end over here. This one over here, he went down in flames. I saw 6 or 7 parachutes fell out of that. And I'm firing away. The fighters come in, and the firemen. One of them went down. I know I got him. And he went down. Then, after that one, there's 5. The next guy was in the row. Then he got caught the same thing, fire. The angel was fired, and they also bailed out. But I was so busy firing with the machine guns that I didn't know how many people had got out of that plane, because we got in the hole and we're firing away. We find out later on when we landed. What had happened, there was 28 fighters that hit us that day. We shot down 8 of them. So we did that, and going back, we got over Yugoslavia, and the pilot, he called Bob Simon. He was in the nose gun, and we're away from in Yugoslavia. You're more or less safely from fighters, because the Germans won't fly away, because they get down there, the partisans will go ahead and get them, So at that point, we're on that thing, and she got Bob Simons. He was from the nose gunner and the engineer. They came down, and they patched the thing together. All right. So then he went back to the deck and to the front of the ship, and told the pilot, says, they stopped the flow of the gas with rags, and just sort of holding it together. But Bob Simon was right there. He's the one that had, when we came in, the pilot, he called back and, excuse me, he wanted to know what we had done with how on the landing gear, because we had to crank it down by hand because all the hydraulics lines were cut. So, and on the wings like that, he told me what to look for. And there's a little lock on it. It turns yellow on one side. That means that they're locked. So I called them and said, they're locked now. Okay. So otherwise we would have to bail out. Well, being locked, fine. So we came for a landing, come in on the landing. And just as we come in, and Bob Simon, he's got he's got the rags on it, and because Phil was over there in the front of the ship, and when we landed, He was in all the time. The bombers are open, and he's right there with the rank. When we got to the end of the runway, they had enough just to press the brakes, just a little bit on the left brake. This wheel gets locked, and the someone's going. It made the ship go around like in a loop, and we came in, and we came to a stop. So then a captain comes in from the maintenance came in. He shoots a pilot up for flying the way what happened, you know. So he says, you fly the plane. You take it where we were supposed to go. So he went in and checked in. He saw all the hydraulics. Oh, then now he was calm, all right. Yeah. They couldn't go anymore with that ship anymore. So then we got together. We went to the briefing and other stuff, and then we went ahead and we got told what happened to the ship and everything that happened. After that, I myself went into the crew with one of the ball gunner. Together we went and saw the ship. It was parked over there. Boy, I counted over hundreds of holes in the ship, all over, and nobody got hurt. We were so lucky. The flak all over the place, and nobody got hurt. You know? So it was really something. You know, I'll tell you about it a little bit later about that.
Tell us a little bit. Well, that B-24 did you well there.
You know, the name of the plane was Assaulted Dog. It wasn't our ship. We were flying another ship. Our ship was when we went on and landed on the thing. The ship was getting given to somebody else, and we had on the first mission it flew, it was shut down. So we don't have a plane. So we finally got we hop, skip, and jump. One, 2 or 3 different places we were in, but that day was Assaulted Dog is the one we really they gave us hell with that thing because it was in repair for about 6 weeks, and it's a hold up about that big around you can crawl on the wing, and it was in bad shape, you know. So that was quite an experience we got.
That must have been.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's what we did.
That's
Thank
great.
you very much.
That's great. Do you want to just tell us just 2 minutes on about what you thought about the B-24 in general?
Well, the B-24, I mean, has to begin with, it was 18,000 built compared to about 12,000 of the B-17. And the B-17s, they didn't even go to the Pacific. I mean, they didn't have to go from one island to another one. They didn't have the distance to go there. So the B-24 was all over in the 10th Air Force, in the 7th Air Force, in the 5th Air Force, all in the Pacific. The B-24 was over there, and then over here in Europe the same way. We had as many B-24s as B-17s. Yeah. So they said, well, yeah, the people that fly that B-17s say, yeah, but they said we can do this, we can do that, and because we have a Davis wing, you know, that Davis wing, we got more speed, we could go farther than they could, and everything else. We had all the stuff. The only thing is that when we got attacked, you know, and you go down faster than the B-17. The B-17 can glide more because they had a big wingspan, and we had a Davis wing. You know. So no, the difference was, as far as the crew was concerned, a B-24 did more damage all over the world on bombing, they were all over the place, and the B-17 they were only in England only. So when the Memphis Belle, you know, the one that they brought back to the States, they got big write-ups on the thing, and the Super 4, all kinds of stories about the B-17, but the B-12 no hardly ever mentioned on that thing, and we did more damage than they did. That's you can tell by the figures, you know, but it was just as good as it's just not just as good as the B-17. It was greater because we did more damage. We used to carry, they used to carry about 6 bombs. We used to carry 10. 500 pounds. See, we carried 4 more than they did. And the same thing with we have 100 pound bombs that we carried. The Vicente could only carry about half as much as we did. So we have bigger loads and everything else. Yeah. As far as comparing them, they're both good ships. Because I came back to the States and I flew B-17s for 6 months in Florida. I know what the 17 is like. And it's comfortable and all that stuff. But yeah, there's no comparison between the two of them.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
That was great.
Yeah.